Okay, again, the second time today, because I messed up something earlier. Welcome back for this week's podcast that was actually delayed because last week's was messed up audio-wise. And anyway, we are here. We are excited. We are happy. It's 11:35 in the morning. The sun is up. I actually haven't looked outside to see if it's cloudy or sunny, but I know that the sun is up. So that I drank a glass of coffee a few hours ago, so there's still a little bit of that keeping me going. It's been a while, Pussy, but how you been? You know what? I should have asked you.
I've been good, man. I've been good. Octopath Traveler 0 came out, so I've been playing that. That's been my baby. Oh man, that's a good one.
Yeah, make sure you hide the lotion and the tissues off camera.
Yes,
so you don't,
yes. I don't actually have any, or I would show you.
I think I have some for my hand. Like I have dry spots on my hand real bad, and so I do have some lotion here that I do while I'm like watching TV shows. But it's fantastic for that because I can just be like, you know.
yes, yeah.
It's a great.
So I've been playing Octopath. Apart from that, got set up for fire school in January.
That's right.
So, went to orientation. Ooh. I'm in the middle of submitting documents. I got documents.
Ooh, documents is very official.
On submitting. And then gym every day, man. Gym every day. But my cousin and I had a bit of a spat.
Oh! Spill the tea, bitch! Spill the tea!
I've lost my gym partner. There's not too much tea. It's you're in the gym, you're working out, you're talking, you're being men. And he's 17, and I think he took it a bit far, and I was like, all right, I don't really like this anymore, right? I'm not vibing that well with it. And then I think he got upset that I was like not vibing with it, and he was like, oh well, that makes me feel like I hurt you, and I don't like that. And then he's 17. He's 17.
I mean, I've done that in my 30s.
Absolutely. It's very understandable, very reasonable to do. But, I told him, like, give me the rest of the day and I'll be fine after today.
Yeah.
And he was like, I got a text like an hour later that was like, hey, I think we both felt misunderstood, so I'm going to go to the gym by myself. I'll text you when I want to go with you again, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's fine, if that's how you want to do it. But, I didn't make any claims. But. Yeah, I would love to go to the gym with you.
Just once you get your firefighter stuff, you can come up here and do firefighting here. I have a station like 3 minutes from my house. I should have taken you to the firefighter station when you were here. I should have shown it off to you and be like, wow, look how nice this one is.
What a great place to work. Wow.
Yeah, woohoo, look at how it's right by the lake. Oh my God, girl. So
I mean, I'll apply. I don't give a fuck.
Fine, yeah, hell yeah. I smoke cigars and put out fire. We can start the fire ourselves by smoking the cigar and putting the ash in the wrong place, and then you'll be there to put them out. Is
beautiful.
Make sure you have a job all the time. It's replicating.
Give me a job, yes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know this house.
How did that happen? Me sneaking out the back with my lighter.
No one stand on that patch of grass over there. Stay away from that patch of grass.
Don't worry about that. Don't look over there. So let's actually, you know what? I was trying to decide how I wanted to go about this. And we started one direction the first recording, but now I'm going to start another one because now I'm in my sassy mood. And so I was posting stuff from our previous podcasts, and I even did one from the podcast that I didn't put up on YouTube, but there was some really good shorts content, like where we talked about businesses and like jobs don't just exist. Oh, that got it. The wheels are going for people. But let me tell you,
because everyone has like preconceived notions about what they want to say about it, and like they're looking at it from their lens.
Oh, that's absolutely
talking about, right?
One guy said something like, "I bet you this guy thinks that taxation of businesses are bad, even though they say, or what was it? Even though people have shown, that's what it was. People have shown that it's been good for both the businesses and the government or something like that. And I was like, one, that doesn't even have anything to do with what we're talking. We're not talking about taxation.
He's not going to defeat you. He's just going to throw up this straw man over here.
It was the most. Everyone,
I'm going to fuck this guy up.
Yeah. And I was like, what? That's not even true. Also, he was like, bro. He called me bro. And so anyway, I was just like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Dismiss. And then there's another guy who on Instagram decided he had to tell me about how. He said, we all know that we are, something like we're waking up, or we all are not in the knowledge of the fact that businesses are just built to take advantage of the workers' efforts to build their own wealth. And, something like, some very clearly very like.
Very socialist,
yes, communist
sort of
extreme.
Mentality.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I put in that I was laughing, and then I just put LOL, and then was like, I'm not engaging with this anymore,
Yeah, it's silly. Right?
Yeah, it's exactly.
The only one I saw, because you sent me a message saying that what was going on with it, so I looked on YouTube, right, and there was the one, and there was only one comment, but the guy was like, so the guy said something along that, but the jobs just do exist. It's just that people don't want those jobs. They want better jobs. And it's like, I understand what you're getting at, but that's not really what we were talking about.
Yes.
Right? We were talking about that, the demand creates the incentive for the businesses to create the jobs.
Yes.
Right? It's not like they just
I have a visual
out in the world like
yes.
trees.
That's what we were trying to. So it's jobs or businesses have a bowl. And they put money in that bowl. And the guy who starts the business, let's say a restaurant, he invests $100,000, right? That's the pay for the right to use the thing. Actually, it's probably more than, it's probably like $300,000 or $400,000 actually. But he has to buy the building. He has to invest. Anyway, he has to put it in there for food, and then for the initial employee salaries But that starts getting taken out, right? Each time there's expenditure, money gets taken out. If money is not put back in that bowl by people at a rate that matches or exceeds the rate that it's going out,
something's going to fail. Right?
There's no longer going to be money in the bowl for the salaries to go. It's just your hand's going to go in there. There's nothing there. And the thing is, no one's going to make that massive investment and risk that up front if they're not making a decent profit off of it. That's how it works. That's why you're an employee, because you didn't take the financial risk. If you take the financial risk, you're an entrepreneur and you own the business. That's kind of how that works. I don't know. It's just like, it's very simple for me to understand. Like there's a bowl, and if there's no money there, then it can't go to the government. It can't go to you have to have, there's no magic fairy putting money in the bowl. Whether it's the government's bowl or a business bowl.
Exactly.
It doesn't just get filled up.
Actions of people to produce the bowl,
yeah,
and then have this stuff in there to reach from, right? Like it's not a natural thing. It's like what we have set up and what it's
not like a spring water that somehow just magically keeps bubbling up into the bowl to be pulled from to be filled. So anyway, but it was like, and I didn't even see the one on. To be honest, I didn't even look at the one on YouTube Shorts. I looked at the Instagram.
It wasn't as bad as it sounds like.
Instagram
the other ones
and TikTok.
It was just a misunderstanding of what you were saying, which it's a short, right? Like I understand why you're thinking.
There's no context. He didn't get the full context. But it was interesting just because there was a lot of positive. Like we got more likes than we've ever gotten close to getting on YouTube.
Nice.
Like we've got, but there's equally a lot of just especially in the comments, it made me question my faith in humanity. Just I don't know, man. It was so dumb. It's just the dumbest. Yeah. Remember I made the comment in that last one, and it was one of the clips I made, but it was like, podcasts are now just dumb people saying dumb things confidently. That is also the comment section under Instagram Shorts and TikTok videos. It is just dumb people being very dumb, exceptionally confidently. And in case anybody sees this that's watching it, don't take it the wrong way if I don't reply to your comment. But I don't.
You're an idiot.
You may be an idiot, but I'm just not. Even if you make a good comment, I don't know that I'm going to react to those much anymore, because I have to go through all the dumb that hurts my brain and my soul to get to your one little nugget of like, yes, you're you're eighth person on the list. You're the intelligent one, you know? Because I do think there's something with this where it's similar to online reviews for businesses. You rarely get, right? Like it's 5 bad for every 1 good, even if it's a 4.8 rated, right? Because the people who are motivated enough to take their time to write something are the upset ones. So it's always going to be lopsided towards negativity, even if it's positive rated. It's always going to be that way. So it's like, I think that's kind of the same way with comments. It's just like,
what gives me hope is like the people. So like I watch a few podcasts, right? I watch the Chris Williamson stuff, and I watch the Stephen Bartlett Diary of a CEO mainly, and they get roughly, like, I would say like 5 to 10 million per episode, right?
Oh, wow.
They do great, right? But when you think about how many people are in the world, right? There's 8 billion people in the world, and there's only 5 to 10 million that are watching these things, right? Like that's
and
a
of
very
those 5 to 10 that are
section.
watching it, 80% may only like it, right? Like 20% are. Or more, maybe. So, yeah, go ahead.
So it's and the people that are commenting the stupid things on the one are the same people that are commenting the stupid things on all of the others, right? They're churning through the list, and they're like, I need to express my opinion. Yes. I need to let people know. So they go in and they type in all of these videos, but in the comments. And so I guess that's what gives me hope enough that I can look at those comments and not let it affect me too much, because, like, you know, when I just go out into the world, you know, there are people who don't know anything about YouTube or any of these people, or like, what's this shit with the podcasts? Yeah. What's all this weird stuff about women, right? Yeah. And I'm like, thank God you exist, you know? And it's a huge amount of them. So I don't know. It's true. I agree with you that it does hurt my heart and it hurts my hope, but it's such a small group.
Yeah, you have to remind yourself. You're right, because I am.
You do. Exactly.
I'm a little closer. I don't want to be, but I am definitely closer to the perpetually online group than I would like to admit.
Sure.
And so I have to remind myself that those are.
That's what they are.
Contained ecosystems, and they don't represent. They're not actually representative of humanity at large. But I do worry if it represents places like America
growing.
Where
it's growing.
Where we're more and more constantly online. If that doesn't start to have a more and more impact,
and is it going to be one of those exponential growth situations where, yes, it's a small subset,
explosion?
But eventually, we're gonna pop the fuck off, right? Yeah. I don't know.
Gosh, I hope not. Or if it is, really the only thing I would hope is that if it does, it would have a larger flood of intelligent people into those spaces.
Yeah.
And so maybe it would be like, all right, because listen, I'm not going to get us too deep into this. No, it will be. I take it back.
Okay.
I was going to go a direction and say something real quick about the person, a very specific public figure that I've been seeing have an argument with another, just crazy, batshit crazy stuff, and it's like. Oh well, if I tell you more, we will get as much.
We're
we're moving on. Okay.
What would you like to talk about? Lead me, Lord.
What else can we talk?
Lead me, Lord.
Okay, so now we'll get back to the topic that we were going to lead with, the last one. So in the episode that none of you got to see at the very end, I showed my dearest friend Placebo a picture of one of the K-pop idols, Lisa from Blackpink. And it was a picture of her doing a move in an outfit that was, I mean, other than labia, everything was on display. You know what I mean?
It's between softcore and hardcore pornography. Yes. It doesn't perfectly fit either category, but it's between.
And my main thesis on it was that, like, they do that specifically in more westernized markets. Like when they play in, like, say, a very conservative Japanese market, they'll have a little bit more of this. Or if it's especially her hometown, which was, I think, Thailand, her home country, she wore like long pants. So they are definitely gearing some of their content, some of their mentality towards, quote unquote, what they believe to be Western audiences. Mm-hmm. I decided I wanted to broaden that out because I think after seeing a lot of news articles and stuff coming out about like the video game industry, the anime industry, a few other and I will include like Korean shows, Korean music. I think Western culture, or not, it's not Western culture. It is the new neo-Western culture, or the woke mob, pink-haired, consistently offended, angry culture has had a just distinctly negative impact in the last 5 to 8, maybe 8 years. I don't know, somewhere in that range. I would say 5 years, especially. Now, I will say there's been a kickback. Like, Japan is having a very aggressive pushback. Sony ended their studios in California, or they moved mothers. Yes, exactly. Thumbs up. A lot of these anime places are like, we don't care anymore. We're not letting you tell us what we're going to put in it's our stuff. Yes, absolutely. I'm like, thumbs up. You have the right idea. I'm hoping more and more that happens to Korea, but I do know that Korea has had a really rough time almost idolizing Hollywood and the Western music industry. And so
I think they're having a rough time in general right now with several things, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, just male to female interactions there, I think, are just a very heightened like issue. I mean, they're suffering, and I wonder if that's like as a result of all of the idol behavior, right? Like I heard somewhere that the idols aren't allowed to publicly date because as part of their selling point, they need to be available so people can have.
It's usually for like the first 5 years. Yes. Now, I will say this, for you to understand that, most idols start somewhere between the age of 16 and 18. So usually by the time they're in their early to mid-20s, they're allowed to date publicly. Like, I know the members of Twice have been... Yes, but my point being...
vibes, man.
No, I agree.
Very weird vibes.
And it's funny because they actually... There's like a system where you're kind of like... The girl groups are kind of cute when they first release. And then by the time they hit, which, I mean, you see that in Western pop too, right? Like Britney Spears was kind of a little bit, she was sexy, but she's still cute. And Miley Cyrus, that's a great example. But they try to like start semi-cute, and then they have to go through their slut phase to show the world that they're now an adult. That's how you show you're an adult woman, is you become a slut, right? I will say I think Twice has handled it as good as anybody. I keep putting them because I think they are like, for me, they are how you do it correctly. They've gotten a little bit more sexy clothing, but it's nothing like, Lisa. It's like, a little higher cut on their shorts, but they're wearing full shorts and it covers everything. And
yeah, if you want to do the Sydney Sweeney, here's the cleavage.
There's a little bit of cleavage. Center, there's a little bit of cleavage from time to time, and they let different because like there's 9 of them in that group, and they all have different. You can tell different tolerances for that. There's one that's like a very strong like Christian.
If they let them like sort of go with their preference, I think that's a really mature way to handle it.
Now, not all K-pop. So that's the other thing, right? Not all. That's JYP, and that is a very specific like group of artists. But then there's like SM, and anyway, there's a lot of different. So it also varies depending on who your company that you work for is. Because some are very more. They push that early, like they push the bad girl. You go, girl, get that vag out. Like some of them push that, and then other ones are like much more like effeminate. Anyway, I don't think it has to be done for there to be large portions of success, but I do worry that we have so much purchasing power in the West that it does influence what was otherwise like the reason K-pop I think got popular was because it did kind of go back. It pulled back to a time before we were super slutty. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it felt like it kind of went back, and that's why I think people found it interesting. I think the same thing happened with anime. It was like girls were able to be cute, men were masculine, nobody took anything too serious, everybody got jokes. It was like, you could do that. And then, all of a sudden, well, here comes, like, a few people got interested and started to get big, and then the people who love to enter into a space, but then have to take it over and turn it into their thing. Right? And so instead of me going, oh, I like that because it's your thing, but I like your thing, they're like, I like it. I don't like that. It's not made about me. And so I know I'm going to go in and make this all. I think the whole entire country's entertainment industry should be about me. And I just worry that our purchasing power is so strong that they're listening to, because it's like the mass, but then the people who are the loudest voices are the it's all about me people.
See, you're making a good point with the purchasing power, because demand does like create. That's where this all comes from. Where there is demand, supply then is generated to sort of fulfill the demand. But you're making me nervous when you're saying it, because I'm thinking, all right, where is all the purchasing power? And yes, we have a ton of it, but there's a whole lot of it that's going over to Dubai and the Saudi oil.
You're seeing that a lot. Qatar is getting huge amounts of loads of influencers going over there now.
It's when I think about what I am ignorant of large parts of it, but when I think about what I imagine Dubai to be, which is the super mega rich and OnlyFans models, right? That's what I imagine Dubai to be. It's like it's troubling thinking that is where the demand is going to be, that is going to then alter the supply, right? Like, what are we going to see eventually when they arise as the one that's willing to show us money?
Because you're seeing it in video games a little bit now, right? Like Ubisoft got bought out by the Saudis, EA got bought out by
an F1 team. One of the F1 teams, Aston Martin, is going straight over to the Saudis.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people complaining on Twitter that a lot of major conservative influencers have they were like wine and dined and paid by Qatar, and then they came back over talking about how great all that is, and there's the society is so they just obviously like very paid for opinions were put out, and people were saying like they were kind of complaining like you clearly got bought out, like and it is worrisome, because it's like they have the money to do it, because people don't understand Elon Musk isn't the richest man in the world. He's just the richest man that is recorded, that all of his like money and his holdings are public, because most of his money is invested in companies, and that's where it's actually his value. It's not like he has $600 million in the bank. He only has probably 30-40 million in the bank. But even that, it's all that his company is worth. 200 million.
If
his
he
share.
were to then sell all
it's like
of
his
that
value.
stuff,
yes, he has.
That is what he would.
That's what he would be
get.
worth. And so. But the Saudis don't report any of their oil money. Like, all their money is so we have like no official knowledge. But if you
it
equate,
could be the case. I could see it like maybe Elon's number one, right? Fine, whatever. But like numbers 2 through 50 are over there. Know, like.
Well, no, I mean, I've heard people who go over there and they see the way they spend money, and they're like, the rate at which they dump, and still just doesn't even phase them. You think
it's obvious that they are? Yes,
they're like above? It is.
They might be. I don't.
They. I've seen like economists and some people who are really into those like high end going. There's definitely a trillionaire over there. Like Elon will make, if Elon ever gets to that stage, he'll be recognized as the first person. But he's like, they're like, no, these royal families. Especially if you consider the way their family structure's set up, and everybody spends it, but like it's actually one group that holds the money. They're like, oh, it's absurd. Like, you can't fathom the type of money they just fling around. So I don't know, but so I think you're correct. Also going, you're already seeing it happen. You're already seeing the influence of those countries. Because I mean, I think of the golf tournaments and stuff, and how they bought out the PGA tour. They did the LIV tour, which, if people don't know, there was like two competing tours. There's the LIV and there's the PGA. Well, basically, they just kept doing these like legal battles, and they just had Saudi money, so they just literally outspent the PGA tour to where the PGA tour had to give up, and they got bought by the people who were owning the LIV tour. It was like a percentage enough that they had a controlling hand. And so now the PGA Tour, as much as they're like, we would never, we're fighting against, and they already had tournaments that were like the Saudi bank and stuff. So it was kind of hypocritical of them to pretend like they were all anti-Middle Eastern money anyway, because they were already having tournaments that were funded by Middle Eastern organizations and stuff. But anyway, it's like, it's happening. Like it's already the case. So yeah, I think you might be onto something that keep an eye on in the future.
Well, it's the same in F1, right? So you have Red Bull, Red Bull Racing with Max Verstappen have won like the last so odd years, except this one, right? They've been very good, and it's largely because they have Max in the driver's seat, who is a great driver, but they also have Adrian Newey, who's designing the car, who is just an incredible mechanic designer of these vehicles. Um, Aston Martin used to be owned by a Mr. Stroll, and now has gone over and the Saudis bought it. And guess who's moving over? Adrian Newey. They pulled Adrian Newey over, so they're intending to be top of the line. They're not trying. They're not coming to come in fifth.
Yes.
Right? They're like, we are going to win this fucking thing. And what happens when they win that thing? Well, people love the underdog, which they have been garbage for years, so they would love to see them rise, right? And then they sort of get to have their little, people on their side. And I think it slowly is going to change things. Yes.
Yeah. Huh. That's it. Yeah. I wonder how. Oh, well, I'll have to figure that out later. But another thing I was going to get talking about was it was kind of going back to that. I guess when I was writing these topics down, they were all kind of related, but there's a lot of, I've noticed AI videos popping up on my Facebook reels. There's one that is very blatant. It's this woman and she's like, blah 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 blah, and people are having full on, like, in the comments, like, arguments with her, and it's
yeah.
It's like, listen, guys, no human talks like that. Like, it's good AI, but if you're not just, dragging your knuckles on the ground, drilling on yourself, you should be able to tell that this is an AI responding to your comments. Like,
I got one recommended. It was Kevin Spacey as his House of Cards character. The Southern power. Power works like this, right? Very. And it was him sitting on a couch, and it was the same loop of him, like, you look at him from the front, and then he turns to the left like he's talking to the camera, and the camera switches to there. And it was literally that, like, 5 times, and you can see that the mouth is, like,
not quite
adjusting, right?
Yes.
It's weirdly, like, fluctuating, and it's just abundantly clear that it's AI, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is totally fake, whatever. And not a single one of the, like, 80 comments said anything about. They were just like, "That's so true. Wow, so well explained," right? And it's like, small subset.
Yeah,
Small subset,
that sounds like
small subset. I beg you, God, small subset.
And I do wonder how many of those comments are just AI bots that are trained to.
It's a great point. I hadn't thought of that one, but you're absolutely right.
Interact and be like, I mean, it's really fascinating. I'm back into streaming, right? So for those of you who are watching on YouTube, PhD Aaron on Twitch and Kick, please follow me on both. But within the first 2 to 3 minutes of both streams, especially on Kick, I will always get a bot that's like, they'll even follow. So I'll get a follow notification. But, I really like your content. If you'd like to get even better traction or whatever, blah,
Let's
blah, blah.
blow you up with this source, right?
Would you like more followers? And it's like, it's so annoying that I have to. But it's like, you can tell it is a bot that is programmed. Wait 2 minutes. Once something goes live, if it's a certain, click in, hit enter, post this post. And it's like, it's just fascinating to me, like, how there has to be a bot that's just looking across. I mean, it's a large platform, and it's just finding people who are small but go live, and then within, if your viewership number is, or your followers are, like, under a certain number, it just instantly hits you with a comment that you then have to go in and you have to ban, and you have to delete all that stuff.
You know what it makes me think of? So this is not like this is a new version of something that happened in the past, right? Like, this is the technological streaming version. When I was teaching U.S. history, one of the parts that I remember the most vividly was the gold rush, right? That pushed everyone over to California and that area, right? And it was abundantly clear that the people that got rich off of the gold rush were not the people who were like going and searching for the gold. It was the people selling them the pans
Stuff.
and the cipher and the tools to do it, right?
Yes.
They got super rich.
Mm.
And it's like, this is just a different version of that, right? They're trying, like, it's almost like Twitch streaming is like going like, all right, I'm moving to California. I'm going to go mine for gold, right?
Yep.
And if I strike it big off of random fucking chance, then I'm going to be rich and set for life. And it's amazing. And the people that are really getting rich off of it are the people who are selling the streaming equipment, the botting services, right? What is it? The thing that you put in to make sure your videos are seen because they match the algorithm.
The algorithms,
right?
yeah.
All that stuff. That's where the people are pretty, reliably getting rich. It's not new. It's just,
Just people see a fad and they go, how do I, profit off of this? How do I, tangentially? Yeah, it is interesting. Kind of makes me think of that with the AI too. Like people are using that more and more to trying to think how to put this, but like it bothers me because it does devalue a human excellence. We were talking about this earlier with music, right? Where like people who truly understand music theory and are able to develop music that really touches the soul is now getting stolen by the AI is what's happening, because they just put that into the AI and the AI changes a little bit of it, but it's not like the pure creativity, the human connectivity that's supposed to be, that makes music magical and impressive. And I know probably always as well, people who listen to pop don't care, it's all trash anyway. And I'm like, yeah, but no. Like, there's still a producer who understands some stuff. There's still a musician who sings it properly. It's like there's still an element of actual human capability that makes, like, and I think you get rewarded for that.
There is like a necessary element tied to it of humans striving to do their absolute best at something and going for like real achievement. And it's like, I don't know, I think all the time, like, at the end of the day, all that any of us are doing for anything is like building sandcastles, right? That are eventually going to be washed away, right? No matter how famous you get, one day people are going to ignore you, right? People are going to be, who's that, right? No matter how good of a family you build, one day people aren't going to remember that you did it. Maybe your great-great-grandkids are going to be shitty and it's going to go to hell, right? Yeah. We are all just building sandcastles. Everything's going to go away. Yeah. And yet, I don't know, I can't help but feel a mad respect for the people that are like, yeah, I'm going to build the shit out of this sand. This is going to be an amazing sand that I have built, right? And the AI stuff is like, it's almost like a hopelessness, right? It's like a giving up on striving, right? A giving up on achievement or any of that. It's an acceptance of being like, whatever, I don't love it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, I talk to you, like, I'm okay if people are using it for their own, like, to bolster their own content. Like, I use AI to come up with a logo for my streaming channel, because I was like, for a long time I was using the academic suspension logo, which, by the way, was also AI, but it just didn't match, right? Because it's not the same podcast, it's not the same whatever. So I came up with another one, but it's like, I only use that for me, right? Like, I'm not putting that out there. I'm not trying to sell that logo on the market to other people. I'm not trying to start a business that I am a streaming logo artist and all I'm doing is going to ChatGPT and putting it up. I don't mind people using it themselves to, like, especially if you're broke, because, like, I'd have to pay somebody, and I just don't have the money right now to.
Well, that's the thing. I would love if you blow up, if this thing goes.
Yes,
big
I would pay for someone to do a great job.
I would love that idea, right? Please make me an incredible logo, right, and we'll switch it. Right? I think that's a wonderful idea.
I would want it, because I still don't think AI, as good as it does, can match really working with a quality artist. Same thing with, like, editing. Yeah. I use Opus Clips right now for our shorts, and it does a lot of the, like, descriptions, but sometimes the descriptions are like, oh my god.
A person would be more ideal.
Yes, somebody who would actually guess.
But you can't hire a person right now.
Yes, we gotta be way larger before I can hire somebody to do clips for me. And so it solves a purpose, but like, it's maybe I think that's where we're at right now with AI is about. I wish we would stop. I think we're good, right? Like we're like, okay, it helps people who are already good at something maybe do the task a little bit better, or it helps people who are struggling to get started do a decent enough job to, keep up with the pace or whatever. But it's not to the point where it's like it's replacing the best of humanity. I'm worried that that's where we're headed, to where it's like, the most creative but then I also think that's gonna creativity is it's like all of a sudden, even though it's by the same thing, one person will strike out. You're like, ooh, and it starts a whole new thing. With AI, it won't do that, right? Because it's still going to be based on what's already been done.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be way less likely that something truly brilliant and creative gets done. And you hope that it doesn't devalue the people who could do something new and creative. Because the second they do it, AI is going to steal it, and then whatever they do is not unique anymore. So I mean, we have no power over any of this, so I don't know. But it's just like, man, I can talk about what I wish. My dream world.
I think the negatives are abundantly clear, and people have decided, yeah, fuck it, we're going anyway. And
I can make a little bit of extra money now, so yeah.
Yeah.
Screw humanity. I want to make some money now.
Exactly. How am I doing this quarter? Oh, pretty good. All right, cool. No worries. Oh, next quarter bad. I'll get all in.
All in, yeah. All right, let's do our world famous social media reactions. Let's go. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
It's like Steve Harvey.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. It's like a game show. Like, yeah, next up.
Naked grandma. You can't say that.
Yeah, naked grandma. No AI was included in that amazing song for this portion of the podcast. Pure artistry and human excellence. Okay, this is actually pretty funny. I like this. So this is the Baltimore City community leader. You'll just have to hold on. Let me see if I can get this to where I can get the. Where's the? Oh, there it is. Okay. I hate that see if it plays.
But what if the village is retarded?
No, here it goes.
What you think it's going to produce?
Wait, listen to the whole thing.
How we say it take a village to raise a child. But what if the village is retarded? What you think it's going to produce?
It's not the most eloquent way.
No, but it's a brilliant statement.
But it is very true.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an argument I've had many times, right? Like many, many times. You need the people who are actually providing the templates for children to be good.
Mm-hmm.
If the people who are providing the templates of what the children can become are like deeply insecure or troubled or not stable, then yeah, of course the kids are not gonna hurt people, whether they know they're hurt people or not.
Right.
You know?
Anyway, yes. So that was a very good point you made. I love that you added to it. Yeah, and it was just and I love that he said it. And even though they knew better, they couldn't. The mayor of Baltimore couldn't help but laugh because it's funny and it's an
overrated play about fucking if the Wicked Witch of fucking Oz was like really the good one and all kind of dumb shit that people with low self-esteem tried to change the Wizard of Oz. That ugly bitch was evil. It's an
fantastic. I watched this and I started cheering on my toilet. I was like, "Yes, Patrice."
Dude,
I miss
so
Patrice.
Funny.
Yes, he was
great.
He was so funny.
Every time I see anything with him in it, it's so good. People with low self-esteem.
Yeah, that's that part that really clicked. I was like, that's exactly what
every once in a while they dig in and the human soul is revealed, and it's like, damn, that's good.
Yep. I don't even have anything to add to it. I just wanted to show that was just fantastic.
You couldn't. He did great.
Yeah. Oh, whoops! I didn't have it showing, but they could hear it, so that works. Let me go to the next one.
I already know.
That's your voice?
Good shit in the more.
This is the oldest child I've ever seen in my life.
You got Kool-Aid in that flask?
That's a 50-year-old 11th grader.
I feel
My
so
boy, 52
bad.
years
Yes, yes, right. Is he that old young? Jesus Christ. He drank from the fountain of youth but spit it back.
I know his sweet.
Yeah, he like this.
Next person said he looked like a grandbrother.
Leprechaun in the hood, dude.
Oh, my God.
Bro retired from kindergarten. That's pretty
That
good, too.
is funny.
Imagine him just going, I'm out. Thank you.
He's got a drawing of his jersey hanging from the kindergarten rafters. All-time leader in timeout minutes. And
That was pretty funny. But yeah, it was wild when I saw
Every
it.
stage of life in one. Bro, baby toddler, kid, preteen, teen, young adult, middle-aged, senior citizen, and elder. I'm sorry, I couldn't.
I'm every person. It's all in me.
Oh my God.
Nigga, I already know.
But yeah, I mean, that is wild. Yeah, and the voice is there,
the
too.
oldest child I've ever
Why is
seen
he
in my life.
talking like
You got
that,
Kool-Aid in
man?
that flask?
That's a 50.
Whoops. Let me see if yeah. I mean, look, that it does look. That's wild to me. It does look just like it's like 50 years old, but in like 8th grade. That's what I would, I don't know. It was, anyway.
He's got to grow into it, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But yeah, the comments are always pretty good.
Dude, I feel bad for people that are like I'm 29 and I look like I'm 22. If I were to shave, I'd look like I was 18.
Yeah, I can see. No, you're right. You're right. I've always looked.
I don't look
both.
I've never looked my age.
So when I was 17, I mean, you saw a picture of me when I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
I looked a little bit older because I had the facial hair and stuff. But I'd say in my 20s and 30s, I kind of almost like hid it. And now, I mean, if the gray and the beard definitely kind of gives away my age, I think. But in general, I'm not super wrinkly. I'm not, I don't.
Younger, yes.
Yeah, and so it's like, it's an interesting
But
way
it's
our.
tough for me.
Yeah.
It's tough for me right now because no one takes me seriously at all.
Yeah, you're
just a kid. What the fuck do you know, right? Especially, I should have shaved. I'm gonna shave after this.
I
But
don't
if
know.
you get rid of
I
this,
like that.
I don't.
Oh man, look at
It don't grow in right now. I don't know.
Yeah, you look at
I'm gonna
manly
shave
right now.
I know I'm gonna shave. But no one takes you seriously if you look like young.
No, you know what? I never thought about it that way, but you're probably right. Like it's.
No,
if
I was
you
told
look too
after
young,
my
people just
first year
don't-
teaching
yeah.
by like 4 or 5 people. I would because they had me do a speech or something at the end for a few. They were like, I was really surprised. I thought you were just like, ooh, I'm cool, fun teacher. And they're like, no, you made some very good, interesting, insightful points. You had a lot, and I did not expect it. I was really impressed. And I was like, 4 people said that to me. And it's like,
That's
I
so
know because I visibly look like I'm young and incapable.
You know what's crazy? I hate that that's the case, but it's also I recognize that it is. So much of what we are, what we do, is gauged off of a first initial visual, like, perceptions. Like it's sad, right? Because there could be a brilliant like I see it all the time online, right? Somebody makes a like intellectual, logical point, and people are like, "Shut up, fatty." It's like,
yes, precisely.
What does that have to do with anything? But people do it, right? And it's it is a shame, but it's a valid. I mean, it's one of those things that I'm still like, I go.
The only good thing I can find in it is, if the expectations are set low because I look like I'm young and incapable,
You can
when I take a swing,
They were like, wow, it's a genius.
Right. Yeah. I didn't expect this guy to be able to do anything.
He sounds like he's in his mid to late 20s, but he looks like he's only 18.
I need to copy that one male model who's 37 but looks.
Oh
like
yeah, has the hair. Yeah, you just
I
need to do the hair.
Copy that image.
That's exactly what you need to
Make
do.
it
That's
like
funny.
ridiculous.
Our favorite. He's a multiple time guest on the podcast. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Blue guy's going crazy too.
Watch this, the flute guy. This is during the game award show.
Yeah. God damn, there's always one. I love it.
This is all one song, by the way.
This
swear to God, if the camera pans to him again and he's got a different flute, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh my God.
Wait until the end. Wait until the end.
Where's he getting these?
Right? Like,
Dude,
he has to have. I love Flute Guy's bag is so
Standing
deep.
ovation for the flute guy.
That is,
Dude,
but it was
mad
fantastic.
respect.
I've now seen him do other, like he got famous off of that. Now he has like his own
really?
like channel and like people want to talk to him. And he's like shows his
That
flutes
is
off and
hilarious.
stuff. But yeah,
My
and
man
he
took
also
his
he was
chance.
very into it, right? Like everybody else is playing, he was like going,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Yes.
But yeah, he's if you haven't seen it, you gotta look it up again. It's fantastic. People at home,
That is fantastic. Yeah. Very, very
right?
good.
But it was like 6 different flutes during one song.
Last time I was in San Francisco, I went downtown looking for a woman. You know what I mean? I wanted a woman. I couldn't find a woman. I found a lot of men that looked like women. Now you, Hulk Hogan, you belong in San Francisco. What's wrong with you, Gene? I'm telling you like it is, baby.
WWE was wild.
That's your kind of place. That's your kind of people, because you've never had a woman, baby. Last time I was in...
I wanted to save this one for Ply so bad. I forgot that it came up, but I was like, man, that was wrestling in the 80s, man.
The accent is good.
Yes,
I was looking
the accent
for
also.
a woman. I couldn't find a woman. It's just,
Oh man, it had me dying when I watched it. I was like, oh my
what's
god,
wrong
this
with
is
Eugene absolutely is the greatest thing to throw in there.
Yeah.
Right? Like this dude who's responding as he should is like totally off base. Like he's
Yeah.
being so serious. God,
Yep.
that was great.
Oh,
That was great.
I'll have to send that one to Ply now that I think about it.
I've seen that before. I think Kins showed me that one.
Oh really? I haven't. That was the first time I've seen it, and I just
It's
started.
excellent.
I do agree. This guy said Gene lost it. Oh, you can't see on the. It said Gene lost it, and I agree. If you watch it a second time,
did.
he couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't keep it straight anymore. I was like, I would have. The second he started talking, I would have been gone. Oh, I feel this. I want to watch it one more time because I think I didn't get on the thing, but I love the like cry to heaven.
Throw the head back.
It's absolutely fantastic. The the cry to heaven for help is like, and when I saw this was during my final like week and a half of this past semester, and I was behind like a week of, and so it was like 2 days. Anyway, I was just like every day.
It was targeted. They
Yes,
hit you right where
it was like
hurt.
they knew, man. I got everything done. Made a 97 in the course, by the way. But I caught up. So, it was like I felt like that for about a week and a half because I was still trying to stream and be consistent on the stream. And I was, oh man, I was, every day I was
Burning the wick,
finishing.
man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't wait to be kind of through with that so I can, That was another reason that I was a little bit slow on the upload for the podcast. I got too burned out to, because I knew that I wanted to edit it and then do all the chapters and all that, and I was just like, I can't, not this week, can't do it. But anyway, I just thought it was very cute, very wonderful video.
It is, and relatable.
Yes.
We've all been there.
Yep. Okay, so one, I don't know why I had this, other than it's kind of interesting, but perhaps my main thing was, oh wait, people can't see, but I think I thought, what person thought publicly, this is what, over here, this is what
like
they wanted
12.
to say about, yes, that's what they wanted to say to the world with their, name out there for everybody.
She's 12.
Yes, I think what she's doing is impressive, right? Like it's impressive.
Yes, it is. It is clearly she's like a gymnast of some kind or something like that.
And she has multiple videos. She does this where like her dad's in the background helping the son do, like that's kind of the thing. But it's very impressive.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's cool. But it's like I remember thinking, why would you as a person be like, I'm gonna say that I'm doing some business to this. It's like, no, that's not the right call.
Yeah.
Make a better decision. make a better decision.
No, don't do that.
That's not the right decision.
Wear the handcuffs.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, handcuffs, you long time in jail.
We gotta get this guy out of here.
Yeah. Oh man.
Holy moly.
Oh my gosh.
This is what gays see when they die.
Oh my God.
I was going to make a comment about Martin Norman is what it was. I don't remember what it was. But
okay, is it wrong of me to think that like gay people should look at that and laugh? Like
yes, because he clearly didn't mean. I agree. I think if you had a sense of humor, I agree.
Right,
they
like
should
you
know
could
that
see
he
it
was
if-
just making a joke about it and
Yes.
almost exaggerating how absurd that would be. Right? Like,
Exactly.
That is his point.
It's almost like don't you think this is silly? When
Yes.
But
I was going to make a point about how he just like that's not even the worst thing he's ever said on camera. Like his brain has what I would call, it's like he can't control it, but it has that like connectivity to other things, and it's super quick, and he just like has no filter. He's one of the like, but I find that hilarious. Like that's my sense of humor, is like super just off the wall. Like, oh my god, shockingly. I mean, it was kind of witty. For one, it was witty, right? Like that was his first. It wasn't like he planned that.
It is witty. Yes, it is. It is. Quick, it's witty. It's
But it's also like, even I would be like. As a matter of fact, that's who it was. It was Shane Gillis. He was doing a podcast with Shane, or like it wasn't. He was a guest on it with another guest. It was Shane Gillis doing it, and he said something during. And I remember Shane Gillis having the like oh crap look on his face when the guy said it.
Yeah.
And then eventually Mark saw Shane's face. It was like, I'm just kidding. We're all friends. We all know it. Like he was like backpedaling hard. I think it was. You know what? I probably shouldn't even say. I remember the joke, but I won't say it because it was.
No, we're good.
I don't want to. Yeah, look
Show
it up.
some love.
But I just remember thinking, like, man, Mark Norman is wild. Like, I don't know how he has avoided, like, because he hasn't been, like, hard canceled. That's what I think what I was going to talk about. Is like, how is he, when some people say some of the most, like, mundane, like, not offensive stuff at all, and they've just gotten harassed to where they have to, like, basically go into witness protection. And then Mark Norman is just like, I mean, God bless him. I'm all about the, like, if you something, being offended is a choice. So if someone says something that you don't like, you just don't know that if Mark Norman's in something, you don't watch it, right? Because you go, oh, I don't like that guy. But see, some of these were going back so far that I'm trying to, like, my brain's trying to remember why I even put it in here. I had, like, a good social commentary thing to say, and then we just get to it. I'm like, boy, that just looks like
I got you covered on this one.
I was like trying to remember it, and I was like, boy, this just looks rough for me right now.
Laugh every once in a while.
Yeah, that's true too.
Laugh.
Oh, we caught up.
This one again.
We caught up. No, we caught up. We're done. We already covered this in a past podcast. We don't need to put people through it again.
If you are curious about this specific, which I don't know, of course you are, right?
Yeah.
Of course you are curious about this specific instance of this red-skinned demon lady. You must watch a previous
That's such
podcast.
an accurate assessment. Red-skinned demon lady.
You must watch the previous podcast to learn.
Yes.
What.
Let me see what I've got up here for some of these other ones. I can't even remember half of them. Let me see what I got on my. Oh, I did want to talk about this. This is actually. I hope people
know who that is.
Okay, so this finally Twitch grew a tiny set of balls. Nina Lynn, who is a streamer, she was the one that, I mean, she's, oh my god, if you watch her, you'll hate her. You will genuinely hate her as a human being.
Why?
I will tell you a few things off air, but on air, she is she's a real life streamer who like goes around and is just obnoxious. She's one of those.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like that.
She tries to be super gangsta, but like she just. But the thing that she got in trouble for previously was that she basically, some guy didn't want her to twerk on him, and she held the guy down while her friend twerked, and it was basically sexual assault. But she got like a day ban or like a week-long ban. Everybody's like, how did some of these other streamers who have done way less got? She was kind of like one of the poster childs for Twitch's uneven application. Well, she then went out after she got done with her ban. She went on live and was like mocking everybody and be like, I'm back, I'm unrepentant, what I did wasn't that bad, I don't even care. So which also of course made people feel like, you know, Twitch should have obviously banned her longer. She didn't learn a lesson. Well, then she streamed herself stealing from Target. She was faking the barcodes in the self checkout and putting it in the bag.
So she's very much like pretty girls can do whatever they want, and I'm a bad bitch and a gangster.
That's exactly
and,
her. I mean, you'll have
you all are
look up some
with
videos of her.
me
You'll hate her
because I'm hot.
Yes.
I looked up a little article about it, and she said, ain't no way you motherfuckers talking shit now, and she accused people of being obsessed with her and that she'll be back very soon.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, finally Twitch did indefinitely ban her, which I'm hoping sticks. But I mean, as we know, anybody who's a big time streamer, Twitch gets kind of greedy, and
that's just I don't know why you got to be like that, you know?
Yeah.
Why can't you be a reasonable human being?
But I guess it was one of those things that as a streamer who does stream on Twitch some, I guess I was happy. I was like, at least there's some level of accountability on their end to be like, okay, we can't have you actually committing crimes on camera and not get it. Like, they at least put some level of like cap on like how much you can get away with.
Sounds good. I like that. 2 thumbs up with my limited knowledge.
I am going to.
Ooh, I know him.
Yes,
I know that boy.
I love this.
I got his book right over there. I saw that was in the thing.
Yep. We seem to be getting closer and closer to a situation where nobody is responsible for what they did, but we are all responsible for what somebody else did. It's kind of related to the thing we were just talking about, where she refuses to take responsibility for her actions. Mm-hmm. But I also think this is a valid. I think that's exactly what happens, right? Nobody ever wants to. It's never my fault. It's never my choices resulted in me being here. But we always are blaming other people for, you know, it's like, oh, you can't blame him for shooting up a school. His parents were sad, or someone said that they didn't agree with him, or right? It's like, it's this weird place, and you can't run a society like that. You cannot run a society where people are not responsible for their actions.
Yeah.
And then innocent people are getting, you know, punished or persecuted for something they don't do. It's like, what kind of a crazy universe is that? And so I don't know. I just thought it was.
No, it's okay. I have a story about it, but I don't want to share it on you know.
Please.
I've learned not to trust people with information. You know. So as much as I would trust you with the information,
you don't trust the internet. Yeah. That's smart.
So I would love to riff off of it, but I don't think I should.
Okay, this is an interesting post. I'm going to tell you what this is in. I only got the reply, and I think it's. Anyway, but I'll tell you what it was in reply to. Someone said something about, like, having attractive women in your game, or attractive people, it wasn't women, just attractive characters in your game.
Okay.
Like, it shouldn't be a gauge for whether or not something. And this person was saying, no, here's what it does. It's like, how important is it for you? And then he said, it shows the lack of politically correct guardrails. It is a sign that the game is made for fun rather than anything else. And I kind of was like, I don't 100%, but I do somewhat agree. It's like, it shows you that they're not. The intent is that the game will be fun. It's intended to be fantasy fiction. You don't have to worry about it being preachy. You know what I mean? It kind of gives you that safety.
There's a weird vibe when, like, at the start of the game, instead of, like, selecting between, you know, male and female, you select between body 1 and body 2.
Yes. You already get the, like,
there's a certain...
what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's I don't know if that's me being hyper attuned to it when I shouldn't be or something, but like I do go, okay, that's not nothing, right? It's kind of it's like it's a one piece of data that is going to push me toward a certain conclusion.
Exactly.
That without that, that I am not pushed towards that conclusion.
Yes.
I'm instead pushed towards the conclusion that it is not going to be
I think that's what he was pointing at. It's like, yes, this is a data point that leads me to think I can trust this, as opposed to going in either antsy or unsure. It's like, okay, I kind of have a little bit of an idea that at least this foundational point is here, and then I can build off of that. But I kind of agree with it a little bit. It was like, it gives me some safety. Okay, so this next post. I'm going to point out some of the comments made. All right, tonight the WWE finished a year. Here, because it's important what the original post says. Tonight, the WWE finished a year-long Rocky movie where Rocky gets his ass beat over and over again by everyone in the business and finally gets humiliated and quits, and everyone goes home disappointed. I don't want to see the next movie they make. Okay? Under the comments, let's see if I can... Whoops, that's not it. My dad used to take me to Portland wrestling. Wrestling was fake then and fake now. It's not real, Nick. It's scripted. Sorry to tell you. Which I had to reply to. And I was like... The whole premise... Oops, sorry, I people didn't get to see that. But those were replies to this. The whole initial premise the premise of his initial post is that it's scripted and that they wrote a bad script, that he thought they could have made a better, more satisfying result to the script. And then people wrote being like, it's fake, and it was like,
yeah.
Your reading comprehension is really trash.
That's exactly it. They're like, I have this bit of information that I would like to share with people so that I get to feel smart. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what we're talking about, but I will put my finger in the end. Is it my turn to speak? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Here's this bit of information that I have. Totally irrelevant. To the fucking point.
It's like
totally irrelevant.
It was oppositional to it. It was like, yes, he agrees. He obviously agrees with you. That's the whole his comment. Doesn't make any sense if it was not fake. Like, I don't know. It was really fascinating to me that like people were like, it's like you were saying, they have
the need to be like, I contribute in some way to this,
in a way that makes me feel like I'm smart and know more.
Exactly. Right. Yes, I've done good by putting this out there.
I feel like that's what
all
like,
that is.
It's the same core of like conspiracy theory nuts, right? Like that's the reason they get so into it, because it makes them feel like they see more than other people. And that's why they get so bent on it and so focused. They can't, like, if other people provide other information, it's like, no, I feel better about myself. I feel like I have control in life. Even though it's like you don't, because they don't have any element of control over these massive. But it gives them that sense.
We naturally sort of feel out, like, where we're at on these hierarchies.
Yes.
And if you know things that other people don't, you rise up that certain hierarchy, right? So, but then if those things are not true, well, then you fall down the hierarchy, right? So it's like you rigidly hold on to these things, and you almost, like, from what I've seen, it's almost like they're trying to save other people from their misconceptions, that they believe the other people have, right? Like, oh, you think the world is round, right? Like, we got to talk about this because you don't understand, right? And it's like, they try to, like, it is almost like from within themselves. We of course know it's ridiculous, but it's like an act of charity for them to explain it to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I agree. I also wonder how much of it is, if it's truly an act of charity, or it's kind of one of those things where people, they know if it were, it's like subconsciously, by the way, they know that if it were just them needing self-assurance, that's not good enough. So they have to put the cover or the paint job over their opinion that I'm doing this for the benefit of others and I'm trying to spread awareness and all that. It's like, when in reality it is just they're trying to fill a hole in their own emotional whatever.
I do think that they could, instead of doing what they do there, they could say, hey, I'm not feeling great about myself right now. I could really use some reassurance that I am a good person, a good man, a good friend. Can you give that to me? And I think it's the same fucking thing. I think it is identical to what they're doing in the other realm. It's just that the other one has this more socially acceptable. It's crazy, by the way, that is more socially acceptable to have this weird fucking view that the world is flat. Then I feel poorly about myself and I need some help from you to sort that out, right? It's like we look so down on people like recognizing that.
Yeah, because what I'll talk to you about after the podcast, it's a big social media influencer. But they are big into that element, right? And it's fascinating how their brains work, that any provable factual evidence is somehow the man, right? So they can disregard it.
Yeah.
Even though it has way more validity, like solid provable validity, than them piecing together all these little nuggets of information and like the hidden emails and the idea that like it's also some of these things like the world being flat. You would have to have at least 1 billion people in on the lie and willing to continue the lie for it to not ever be exposed, like in a provable, real way. Like you're telling me every pilot has been tricked, and every with the people that do my brain's FAA, every FAA, or I mean, I guess whatever the international version of that is, right? Who track the planes as they move, they're all in on it, and everybody who's programmed those programs are in on it, and the world's governments in a whole, that any government that has planes that take off, they're all in on it, and it's like if you start thinking about it even remotely rationally, it's like no, that's absurd. Also, you can look. At home, can look in a good telescope and see Mars. You can see other planets, and they are all spherical. So why do you think, like, because that's how gravity works. Gravity has a center, and then everything pulls into it equally. It's like, if you've ever been on a plane. I have flown from Tennessee to California. We went very high in the air. I can look down and see the curvature of the Earth. You don't have to go into space. It doesn't have to be just, the few tiny astronauts. If you're smart enough to look out the plane window when you're high in the air, you can see it and be like, oh, that's clearly a curved, like, it takes so much effort to, like, dismiss all of that and to somehow believe in this, like, no one has lied in the history since flight has lied about the blockage of the Earth this entire time. It has somehow remained hidden, and only Johnny from the local farm has figured it out. I don't know, but I mean we're using that as the prime example because it's one of the easier ones to disprove. But that's how all of them work. It's like they fill in the blanks with questionable evidence and dismiss massive chunks of clearly provable evidence as just being part of the system so that they don't have to recognize it and it doesn't disprove their thought. It's like...
Yeah. And I think they do it to feel like they have knowledge others don't, so that they can sort of artificially in their own mind place themselves higher up on that list.
I think there's also a sense of control, like when life feels difficult, and because we all have that, right? Like you have a moment where you kind of look at life and go, wow, I don't have control over it. Yeah.
Like knowledge provides control.
Yes.
Like, knowledge is power. That is true.
Yeah.
Right?
You're
so
right.
When you believe you have more knowledge than you do, you feel a bigger sense of control than if you were to recognize like how little you actually know. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a very helpless feeling to recognize all of the things that you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Very.
And
very
then
helpless.
even if like there's always the question of like, okay, so let's say what you say is true. What is you knowing it and putting it on the internet ever going to do about it? Right? Like.
Oh, you're right. Nothing.
Like, yeah, what's even the point of that? Like, You might as well live in blissful ignorance because like it's not.
Well, that's not true. The more they put it out there and people respond,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right.
Counter to it, the stronger they get to feel about their conviction
true.
that they
That's
are
true.
the ones who know. You
Yeah.
know? So it's
I guess
it's
you're right.
masturbation of a sort, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's psychological masturbation.
Yeah.
How do we get there from wrestling? Oh, you know what? I'm just putting this up there for everybody to see because it's funny. Please look at the top name of this list of people that have been arrested. The very first one is the one that's the funniest. Someone named their child it's mitro, but mitochondria and shepherds with a Z and a D at the end. Like some parent was like, this is going to make my child's life better. I'm going to name her, it's a her, by the way, Mitochondria. The very famous and very elegant female name of Mitochondria. I mean, the rest of them just look like a Key and Peele
Yes,
skit.
it screams
Centavious
of a
DeMarcus. Rotravion Kindria. I mean, it's insane, dude. These names are insane. Okay, I just want people to have it. We just looking at it so we can have a good chuckle today. Some parents need to try less hard.
Yes, it's okay to go with some names that you just like that are normal.
Okay, this might be, we're getting close to, or we're actually slightly over an hour, so we can, but I think this is really interesting. I was going to talk about this when Ply came around, but it doesn't matter. So Andy Milonakis compared the egos of streamers, because it was after the streaming awards, and everybody watched them and were like, God, these people seem so egotistical. Anyway, here's what he said. Somebody asked him, like, who has the bigger ego? And he said, streamers. Also, I've seen bigger egos on streamers than a ton of the A-list actors I've met. It's a weird thing. Weird flex, but I got to have dinner with Trey Parker and Paul Rubens. Both acted 100 times more humble and down to earth. I happen to agree with, like, especially the real life streamers, the ones that were at that event, and some of the, like, what I would almost call, like, the neo-celebrity. I mean, they're not Hollywood big yet, but, like, they think they are. And, like, I wonder if it's because in Hollywood you had to go through a lot of, like, the failure of getting rejected over and over, so it kind of can keep you whereas these guys almost never had. They just started going live and acting silly on a camera, and next thing you know, in a few years they've got millions of dollars and 5 million viewers or whatever. It's like
I would love to see the average age of these people, because I think the average age of a Twitch streamer is much lower than the average age of an A-list celebrity, right? Like the young A-list celebrities that I can think of are like Tom Holland, Zendaya, Timothy Chalamet, right? Sydney Sweeney is actually pretty young.
Yeah.
I think Ana de Armas she's 32, so she's not too young anymore. And I guess I perceive that those groups, right? Those younger A-list actors, they have agents and mentors and all sorts of people to help guide them in the industry. Whereas the people that are streaming on Twitch, the only other people they talk to are people that are fucking identical to them, right? That are also in the same boat and that are young, and that just, you can't expect like someone who started at like 20 with no sort of guardrails or,
I think so. Some of them now are in their early to mid 30s, but they got famous and they really blew up when they were in their early to mid 20s. And now some of the newer ones that you're talking about, you're right, they are between like 16 and 22, right?
Yeah.
And so, but they've both age groups, they never grew up. Like the whole time I watched the streaming wars, and it felt like a high school lunchroom.
I agree.
That's exactly what it was. The same
God, I love
vibe.
that analogy. Yeah.
And that's what it felt like. It was like they never grew out of the high school lunchroom, and so it's just like,
but because they never had to, right?
Yeah.
Like, when do you grow out of high school lunchroom? When you like go to college and have to meet with new people, right? Or when you get a job and you have to incorporate with people that like you might not love, but I'm not going to ruin the whole work environment by being like, hey, fuck you, buddy. I'm going to go sit over there with these people. Hey, everyone, follow me. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Right? It's not going to happen. but they haven't had those experiences, you know?
Yeah. So I wonder if there is a way to, I wonder if there's ever going to be a point where either streaming gets so big that there's a lot of agents and they have to adapt and evolve, or if people are going to get tired of petulant, self-important streamers, and so eventually that will shift a little bit.
I hope
something's
so,
going to. I just feel like
people
it
still
eventually
love
has to
watching
fix.
train wrecks, right?
That's
People
true.
Still,
That's true.
I mean, live stream fails is huge for a reason, right? People love watching train wrecks.
No, you're right.
I mean, rubberneckers exist at the driving down the road.
Yeah, down the road. Yeah,
watching the catastrophes, man. So
and watching other people. Yeah, it's one of two things. People
happen.
love watching other people be dumber than them, so they feel better, or they live vicariously through them. They're like, I finally am part of the Mean Girls table because I watched her and she read my comment, so I'm now on their. You know, I do think there's a bit of that. I don't know. I wish streamers would. Try to start being more socially aware or something. I don't know, but
yeah.
All right, I think that's good enough for today. I have to use the bathroom, so we're going to end the podcast there. And we've went for an hour and 15 minutes, which is more. I think we hit topics well. We've got good chunks of topics and subjects. I think we did a fantastic. I actually like how this podcast went. We hit it. We moved on it. Made a good point. Boom, boom. So anyway, please, everyone, continue to watch, like, subscribe. Go to my Twitches and my Kicks and my Instagrams and all of that. Love you. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.